let's go into the closet. Perfect. Wanted to talk to you guys about a sweet game today. This game here, Friday. So this is a great little solitaire game. It's by Friedemann Friese. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's a Rio Grande's game. Usually takes about 25 minutes to play. And it's basically, if you're familiar with the tales of Robinson Crusoe, it's about him escaping the island, and it's a fun little solitaire game. So let's get started. Okay, so this game Friday. It's a bit of a deck building game. It's you start these games with these basic attack cards, and how the game works is you'll go through a whole bunch of hazard cards. As you beat hazards, you can put them into your deck. If you lose against hazards, then you take cards out of your deck. And the object is to kind of build this ultimate deck so that by the time you've gone through all the hazards, there's 2 pirate cards at the end. And if you can beat the 2 pirates, you've won the game. Okay, so here's a setup for Friday. We have our starting deck of cards. So these have all your basic attacks. You can see a lot of zeros and -1s. That's because you start off really weak in the game. There's a few 1s in the higher powered cards. And this card shouldn't be in here. So that's the starting deck of cards. Over here we have our hazards. So on the hazards, these are broken up into two categories. On the tops, these are the cards. This is the values that they become if you acquire them into the battle decks. On the other side, these are the actual hazards that you have to defeat in order to get them put into your deck. And then on this side, we have our aging cards. These are really bad cards that you don't want to get into your deck. They really make your deck a big pain. What happens is as you go through your whole deck of cards, you'll have to take one of these, put it at the bottom of your deck, and shuffle it all up so that it can come into a gameplay, and it makes your deck a lot weaker than it should be. So let's do a basic gameplay. Okay, so on a standard turn, you'd flip over 2 of the hazard cards here, and over here we can see these are the hazards that you have to defeat, and then on the bottom side is the power of the card it will become if you're able to acquire it into your hand. So you choose one of the hazards, so let's choose this one for now, and you discard the other one. So what these numbers mean is the number 3 here represents how many cards from your deck you're allowed to draw in order to defeat it. And the numbers here are the different difficulty levels that you'd have to defeat. So right now, when you're just starting the game, you start at the first difficulty, and as you cycle through the hazard cards, eventually you'll have to go up to the second difficulty and then the final difficulty. Once you've gone through all the hazard levels, then you finally have to go and attack the pirates. So for this guy here, we're going to draw 3 cards. We can start off with 1. We can see 1, it's not quite 2 yet, so we failed. Draw another one, it's a 0, still haven't beaten it yet. Draw our 3rd one, and then hey, looks like we've beaten it. Now we can see that this card here also actually has a bonus of +2 life, so you can use its ability and you can acquire 2 life points. So once you've beaten it, you acquire the card and put it in your discard pile, and you start again. Okay, so how the game starts to end is basically the hazard cards. As you start going through them, they'll start to eventually get discarded or added to your deck. Each time it gets discarded, you'll increment the hazard difficulty level, and you'd reshuffle up any of the discards, put them there, and you do this again. Finally, once you've gone through the last difficulty, you don't do any more hazards. You have to go after the pirates here. The pirates are pretty hard to defeat. There's quite a few of them that come with the game. You have to do 2 in your game, but each of them have different abilities. Some will be just basic attacking points. Some might have effects on your cards. So once you defeat them, you've won. It's game over. All right. So what do I think of this game? I actually quite like it a lot. It's great. It's small. It's very travelable, or portable is the proper word to use. It's pretty easy to play. Anyone who's played Dominion would be able to play this no problem. It's very user friendly. It has ranging difficulties, so it has a lot of replay value. You can choose how many life points you start with. There's the different pirates. There's different aging cards that you can put into it to increase the difficulty of the game. So there's a lot of replayability. People who aren't solitaire gamers, then, I mean, yeah, you won't like it because you don't like playing by yourself, but otherwise, I found it a lot of fun, and it's a good game when you don't have other people to play with you, and yeah, thanks for watching another session with The Closet Gamer. Cheers!